Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. Welcome
Oh,
to
ignore my husband's name, he's not here. I can't
That's
switch it
okay.
now. My brain is
That's
so
okay.
off right now.
It's okay. I know it's you. I know you're here.
And me
Welcome,
and
everyone. So excited. Today's the last Total Body Strength class of the year. So we'll go ahead and get started. You guys, all you're going to need is a set of dumbbells. So if you want to have like a heavier and a lighter set of dumbbells, that will work. We're going to be doing things for 40 seconds of time. So we'll do 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. So if you want to have, a lighter and a heavier set of dumbbells, because it might get tiring after 20, 30 seconds. So that's the basis of everything. And then we're doing total body. So I'll go ahead and explain everything we'll do, and then we'll go ahead and get started. So we're going to do a circuit. So we're going to start off with some upright rows. Let's see if the sliding is okay. So the first movement is going to be an upright row. Can you guys see me okay? Yes, maybe, thumbs up, something. So we're gonna do the upright rows first. So we're gonna start with the dumbbells in front of us here, and we're gonna come straight up, bringing the dumbbells about to our shoulder level. So from the side like this, our elbows are out and up, and then straight back down. So we're pulling up using the shoulders, and then back down. And then the next thing we're gonna do are kickstand RDLs. So let me fix the camera a little bit. And for this, we're going to be on one leg here. I feel like every week the sun comes up later and later, so the lighting gets like worse and worse for you guys. I'll try this way. So we're going to do kickstand RDLs. So we're going to have all of our weight on one foot. And we're going to have the other leg is just going to be like a kickstand out to the side. And we're going to bend down, keeping that back nice and flat, and then we'll squeeze the glutes and come back up. So one leg out to the side, just resting. All of our weight is going to be on the other leg. So we'll do two sets. We'll do one on one leg and one on the other. So the other one, like right now, I'm on my right leg, my left foot is in line with the arch of my right foot that's on the ground, and bending back, squeezing the glutes, and coming up. So that's going to be the second thing. And then the third thing is going to be a bicep curl into a shoulder press. So I need to be careful not to hit the light here. So we're going to do a bicep curl. So we're going to curl up and then turn and press overhead. So curling and then pressing. So that's going to be that. And then after that, we are going to do some goblet squats, but we're going to pause at the bottom. So we're going to hold the weight just under our chin like a goblet, and then feet shoulder width apart. We're going to squat down, hold there for a second, squeeze the glutes, and come back up. So down, holding for one, squeezing and coming up. So we'll do that. And then finally, we'll make it onto the ground for plank rows. And for this one, we can go ahead and be from a kneeling position. I know I will be, because these are round dumbbells and I don't want to fall on my face. So we can be on our knees. Hips are going to be forward, hands directly below our shoulders, and then we'll row, pulling the dumbbell towards the belly button, back down, pulling towards the belly button of the other hand. So we'll alternate doing that. If you would like to go from your toes from that, feel free. It just will be, if you have like round dumbbells like I do, it's just gonna be a little bit harder to stay sturdy. So I do recommend being on the knees from that. So that's our circuit. We're gonna go through that 3 times, and then we can go ahead and get started with a warm up. So let's go ahead and get started on the ground, on our hands and our knees. And we're gonna get some quadruped rocking in with a nice adductor stretch. So we'll have our hands below the shoulders, knees below the hips, and then we're going to stick one leg out like a kickstand, kind of like the RDLs here. And then we'll rock back, bring the glute to the heel, squeezing and coming back up. So I want to make sure we have our whole foot on the ground. So our pinky toe of the leg that's out to the side is on the ground. And then we're squeezing and coming up. So we're going to do that a few more times, just opening up our hips, getting ready for our squats and RDLs. Let's go ahead and do one more. And we'll switch it over to the other side. So other leg out to the side here. Rocking back, squeezing and coming up. So same thing, pinky toe on the ground. You want to make sure it's out far enough so that our hips are level. So we don't want our hip high. We want both our hips to be as even as we can make them. So if they're not even, just scoot your foot out a little bit wider. And wherever we're at, let's go ahead and do one more. Awesome. And then let's go ahead and warm up our arms and shoulders a little bit more. So let's go ahead and make our way into a plank position. So we'll be on our hands and our toes. Sure you guys can see this. So we're going to be in a plank position, and we're just going to go ahead and push ourselves up into a pike or down dog. So we're pushing ourselves up, stretching out our shoulders. And then we'll make our way back to the plank for a second and back to the pike. So we'll do this a couple times. Hanging out of the top here, if you want to press your heels into the ground, stretch your calves out, and then back to the plank. Let's go ahead and just do one more here. Stretching out our shoulders, getting everything nice and loose. And back to a plank. And then we'll get ready for the circuit. So we're doing 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest, and I will guide you all through this, and I'll tell you like when, I'll count down to the rest periods and to the work sets again. So grabbing our dumbbells, we're starting off with upright rows. Move this a little bit again for you. Hopefully the sun will come out a little sooner so we can go back to the normal setup here. But we're grabbing the dumbbells, getting ready for upright rows. So I'm starting off in 3, 2, 1, and go. We have our dumbbells right in front of us. We're pulling them straight up to our shoulders and back down. So we want to pull the weight up. We should feel this in our shoulders. So in the front of our shoulders and in the sides of our shoulders a little bit more. Just pulling on up and coming right back down. Awesome job, you guys. We have a nice, fierce group of strong women here. I love it. Love to see it. The guys are afraid of us. They don't want to join us today. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. We're taking a rest. And then the next thing we have are the kickstand RDL. So we'll be all on one leg. We'll do all of them on one leg, and then the other 40 seconds will be all on the other leg. So we're counting down, going in 3, 2, 1. So whatever leg you want to be on, that's the leg you start on. So I'm starting with my left leg. We want to make sure that we're pushing our hips back far enough so that we are not feeling this in our back. So we really want to push those hips out, keep the dumbbells as close to our bodies as we can. And then our core is tight, keeping that pelvis tucked. So that way we are feeling this all in our hamstring. And that other leg is just kind of hanging out there. So we want to make sure that we're not putting any pressure on that foot to help us get back up. 3, 2, 1. Wonderful. We are resting. Also, if you guys notice, I did put my holiday theme socks on. I don't know how well you can see them, but I wanted to be festive today. So if you're coming to my class later, feel free to dress up however you'd like. We're going to have fun. 3, 2, 1. We're doing the other leg. So now I'm on my right leg, pushing our hips back, squeezing the glutes, coming back up. Going down as far as we can until we start to feel that stretch in our hamstring, and then that's when we squeeze and come on up. So we're pushing those glutes back, close that door with your butt, and then we squeeze as we come up. I want to make sure too we are not bending our knee to get down, but our knee is staying bent. We don't want straight legs, but we don't want to use our knees like we would with a squat. Oh, we're taking a rest. So what happens when I don't face the timer is I don't know where we are. Awesome. So the next thing we're going to do are the bicep curl into shoulder press. I'm going to make sure I'm not standing under the light. Got to be aware of our surroundings, right? All right, you guys are doing awesome. 3, 2, 1. So we're going to curl, and then we're going to turn our hands out and press. Yep, awesome. Curling, using those biceps. Betsy, anytime you see biceps, this is for you. I throw biceps in because I know you love them. Because I always put shoulders in here because I know Joan told me the other day she wants some good shoulders, so we're really pushing that shoulder work here, you guys. I know I love having some nice shoulders, so that's what we're doing here. If you want any other focuses during the workouts, let me know. I definitely will add them in here. I don't know if you want to tell me. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're resting, and then next we're doing that pause goblet squat. So we're gonna hold the dumbbell directly below the chin, and then we'll squat down, pause for a second, and then come back up. And we're gonna get going here in 3, 2, 1. So feet are shoulder width apart, knees going past the second toe. We're coming down as far as we can, squeezing glutes and coming back up. So I wanna make sure our chest is up and we have parallel lines between the shin and our chest. So staying up right here, use that weight to keep our chests up. What I was gonna say though, I don't know if you guys wanna tell me something that you don't like doing, because as you guys may or may not know, I most likely will put that in the workout if you don't like it. As we know from burpees. 3, 2, 1. All right, we're taking a rest, and the last thing we're gonna do, we're getting on the ground for the plank rows. We can be on our knees here. I'm sure you guys will see me. Oh, actually, yeah, you guys will be able to see me. You can see my nice Christmas table too. All right, 3, 2, 1. So we're on the knees, and we are just rowing towards us. So we want to make sure that our core is tight, our back is flat. If your weights are uncomfortable to have your hands on, you can always just put your hands on the ground and then drop the weight, pick it back up, which I think is what I'm going to switch to, because these round weights are not very comfortable on my hands. Great job, guys. We want to make sure that we are keeping our hips pointed forward, so we're not rocking our hips. Hips are forward. 3, 2, 1. Awesome job, you guys. We are resting and we're done with round 1. So we're going to start back at the top with those upright rows. We're going to go through this 2 more times, and then we'll cool down, and we're getting ready for those upright rows in 3, 2, 1. So we're just pulling the dumbbells under our chin and back down.
Okay.
You guys are doing awesome. We're working those shoulders. So we want to make sure our elbows are above the wrists and that we're pulling the weights up. That's what we want to pretend like we're, I don't know, pulling a blanket over us at nighttime when we're cold. That's the movement that we're doing here. So elbows are nice and high. Yeah, good job, Jet. Those are doing great. Good job, Christina. Those upright rows are looking real good. And take a rest. Sorry, I was distracted. I didn't count down for you guys today at that time. And then the next thing we have are the kickstand RDL. So we can start with, again, whatever leg you'd like to start with. Being on one leg, and the other leg is just hanging out there like a kickstand. 3, 2, 1. Remember that the leg that's out to the side is just for show. All of our weight is in the working set leg. So right now I'm using my left leg to pull myself up. My right leg is just hanging out for balance. And then we're keeping that core nice and tight so our back is flat. Our upper back also should be flat. So we want to pretend like we got an orange we're squeezing or an egg that we're cracking with our shoulder blades as we close the door with our butt. 3, 2, 1. And we are resting. And then we'll go ahead and switch over to the other leg. So I was using my left leg, and now I'm going to use my right leg. 3, 2, 1. So that leg that's for show, the toe should be in line with the arch of the foot. You want to make sure too, that as we're pushing our glutes back, we're keeping our center of mass directly over the arch of our foot. So we shouldn't be going back onto our heels. We want to make sure that the whole foot is on the ground. Make sure we're not forgetting to breathe through this. Awesome job, everyone. 3, 2, 1. All right. Up next, curl to press. So we're doing bicep curl into a shoulder press. Make sure you're not going to punch anything above your head. And we have a few more seconds to go. 3, 2, 1. So we're curling and overhead. I'll make sure we squeeze the biceps as we bring the weight up. Push the weight over our head using our shoulders. So it's like we're punching the ceiling. We want to make sure our core is tight and our back is flat through all of this. It will help if you do have your feet about shoulder width apart with a slight bend. We're really making sure we're not swinging the weight up. If you feel like you need to use momentum to get the weight up through the bicep curl, go ahead and drop down a little bit and weight the dumbbells. 3, 2, 1, and we are resting. We have 2 more to go and then 1 more round. So we're going to go ahead and move on to our goblet squats with a nice pause at the bottom. So we're holding the weight under our chin like a nice little goblet. 3, 2, 1. So our feet are shoulder width apart. We want to aim for our toes pointed forward. But we can have the feet be as wide as we need to. We're all built differently. We just don't want to be too wide where it comes more of an inner thigh focus versus a glute and quad focus, which is what we're aiming for right now. So we're letting the hips, we're driving back and down with our hips. Knees are going out past the second toe. And we're squeezing the glutes as we come up. We're counting to 1 at the bottom. 3, 2, 1. All right, we are resting. We got 1 more to go here. We're going to do our plank rows. So we're going to be on the ground here. Whew. I don't know what it is. Squats always make me out of breath. Nothing else really does, but squats always do. All right, we're getting ready. 3, 2, 1. So our knees, our hips, our shoulders, and our head are all in line with each other. We're using our core to keep our hips stable. So as we pull the weight up, we want to make sure we're not rotating here. Pretending like we got headlights on our hips. We are blinding the ground in front of us, keeping that core nice and tight. Squeezing through the armpit here to pull the weight towards the belly button. We want to make sure our elbow is getting past our body. 3, 2, 1. All right, we got 20 seconds, starting off at the top with the upright rows. We're going to do this 1 more time, and then we'll do a nice cool down. We're getting ready for those upright rows. 3, 2, 1. And feel free if you need to get some water during the next during any of the 20-second rest breaks that we have. Feel free to grab a sip of water if you need to rehydrate. Definitely recommend drinking some water as soon as we're done. Maybe eat your breakfast after we're done. Get some food in you. Want to make sure we're not shrugging our shoulders so our shoulders aren't moving up. Our shoulders are staying where they are. We're pulling up using the shoulders. We're not bringing our shoulders to our ears. We are just bringing the weights to our neck. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. So next up, kickstand RDLs. So again, if you need to get some water, go ahead and grab a little sip right now. We'll get started in 10 seconds, but starting with whatever leg you would like to start with. Other leg is for show. 3, 2, 1. So we're keeping those weights nice and close to our bodies here. Squeezing the glutes to come up. We don't have to bend all the way over, just enough till you start to feel the stretch in your hamstring. And again, we're pushing the glutes back, squeezing, coming up. Keeping the core tight, keep the low back tight, and our shoulder blades are pinched together. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. You ladies are doing awesome today. We got our other leg coming up shortly here. Three, 2, 1. Other leg here. And y'all are doing awesome today. I know it can be hard to wake up and get moving before the sun is up. But I don't know about you all, but I just love getting stuff done before other people are awake and moving. Makes me feel very accomplished. Love the early morning workouts. So I appreciate you all making the time to get up with me today to get some movement in. Great job, everyone. We're almost there. Final few seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, curl to press. So we're going to curl the weight up with our biceps, push it over our head with our shoulders, like we're punching the ceiling. And we're going to get going here in 3, 2, 1. Curl, press, and back down. We want to make sure we're not just letting that weight fall. After we get up to the top, we want to control the weight down. That eccentric portion or the down portion of this movement is just as important as the other part. So we want to make sure we're strengthening our muscles in every aspect that we can during this total body strength class. Work those shoulders, ladies. We're going to get some nice shoulders. If we stick with this class, I'm going to keep getting you guys shoulders. We're going to have great shoulders by June of 2021. 3, 2, 1. All right, we're taking a rest. We got our pause goblet squats, and then we'll move on to our plank rows, and then we'll cool down. Final 2 movements of this class. We're going to get going here in 3, 2, 1. We're squatting down, pausing, squeezing, coming up. Making sure we're getting our butt down and back, letting those knees come out. We don't want to push our knees out. We want them to just fall to the side a little bit, because if we push them out, it'll kind of lock up our hip joints a little bit and won't allow us to get the depth that we would like. So making sure our feet are as wide as we need them to be, toes are forward, back is flat, core is tight, and we're pausing at the bottom. 3, 2, 1. All right, moving to the ground. We got plank rows, and then we'll do some stretches. And then I will send you guys on your way for the rest of the day. All right, in that kneeling plank position, 3, 2, 1. So we're pulling that weight towards our belly button, using our back. So our hips are staying forward, headlights are blinding the ground. It helps if you exhale as you bring the weight up to make sure we are engaging our core as we do this movement. 3, 2, 1. And we are done with the circuit. Woo! Awesome job, ladies. Let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and cool down now. So we'll make our way to the ground when we're ready. We're going to be in a nice half kneeling position. So let me move. Let's see, it's lighter outside now. You guys might be able to see me if I go over here. Maybe. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and go on the ground in a half kneeling position. So one knee on the ground, one foot on the ground. We're going to do some hip flexor hamstring stretching here. So we're going to tuck the pelvis. We're going to push our hips forward here, squeezing the glute of the knee that's on the ground. We're going to reach up above head, inhaling into the belly, feeling that stretch opening up our hip. And we're going to rock back into a hamstring stretch. So we're bringing our body forward, bringing our chest as close to the knee as we can, toes in the air. And we're going to go back to that hip flexor stretch. So pushing the hips forward, squeezing the glute of the knee that's on the ground, raising your hand above head when you're ready, inhaling into that hip, feeling everything open up here. And we're going to exhale and rock back into that hamstring stretch. Guys, you're awesome. And let's go ahead and release, and we're going to move on to the other side. So opposite knee now on the ground, opposite foot on the ground. We're going to do the same thing here. So we're tucking our pelvis, pushing our hips forward, squeezing the glute of the knee that's on the ground, reaching our hand above head. Inhaling nice and deep, feeling that opening up the front part of our hip. And rocking back into that hamstring stretch. Trying to get our body as close to the knee as we can here. And we're going to exhale and do that one more time. So we're tucking the pelvis, squeezing the glute of the knee that's on the ground, pushing the hips forward. Breathing into our belly to feel that stretch opening up our hip, raising our hands above head. And on our next exhale, we're going to rock back into that hamstring stretch, bringing our head as close to our knee as we can. Nice long exhales, calming the body down. Awesome. We can go ahead and release. And we'll do one more stretch. So we'll be on our hands and our knees right now. What we're going to do is I'm going to take my right hand. I'm going to thread it in between my left hand and my left leg. And I'm going to push my hand into the ground and pull away with my upper back. So we should start to feel this stretch right under the shoulder blade. We're going to inhale nice and deep into the chest. Nice, long, slow exhale. And let's go ahead and do one more big inhale. And a nice long and slow exhale. We'll return that hand under our right shoulder and do the same thing on the other side. So left hand in between the right arm and the right leg, pushing the palm back of the hand into the ground, pulling away with your upper back, feeling that stretch right under your shoulder blade. Big deep breaths into the chest. Nice long slow exhales. We're going to go ahead and do one more big inhale. And a nice long slow exhale. Then we can return that hand under our shoulder and return to seated, kneeling, or standing, however you would like to end this class. But that is all we have time for. Thank you all so much. Again, it's so hard to get up and get moving before the sun. So I appreciate all you guys joining me today. Woohoo, woman power. You guys did awesome. Don't forget, we do have exercise at Exos today at 12. So I hope to see all of you guys there. I have a fun workout planned. Last themed workout of the year. So kind of sad about that. And we do have 2 stretch breaks today with Luis at 11 and 2:30. So hope to see you all there. Don't forget, we created a very fun fitness quiz. And we have that up on our SharePoint site as well as Slack. So take the quiz. Let us know what you got. We're really excited about it. So
Thanks,
thank you
Jackie.
all again. Thanks for
Christina,
coming.
you did great on AU,